They love that nickel time. Hi. It's giving royalty. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if it's legal or not. Don't ask me no questions about that. What do you mean you're paying $3,000 for a bedroom per month?
Island gal, you know she's an island gal. She's an island gal. Oh,
Island gal. Hey gorgeous, welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted. We could do it real big. Bigger than you ever done it. You be.
Oh Lord, I feel like it's gonna be a lot of noise. Today we're taking it to the islands. We're giving Cyprus today. We're giving island gal. You know she's an island gal. An island gal. Island baddie. Today we're going to be talking about what it's like to study in Cyprus, or to live in Cyprus mainly, as an international student. As a student, we're not really going to dive into the school aspect of things, just, you know, moisturizing my hands real quick. We're going to just like focus more on the actual like living in Cyprus, you know, less on like the school aspects of things, because as you guys know, I've been here for 4 years now, and you know, there's a lot to share. Before coming here, I wish there were like more YouTubers or people like talking more about like how it is to live in Cyprus as a foreigner. I don't feel like I really saw as much online about like Cyprus and about like experiences that other people had living here. So I just thought I'll put this out for whoever would like to come here to live, to study. Let's dive straight into it. We're going to be talking about the pros and the cons. I feel like there's prawns. Wow, okay. Yeah, I tried to like give a good balance. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I feel like I don't say that enough. I feel like I just dive into it without actually telling you all what to know. I need to be more YouTubey. I'm going to start first with the pros. First things first, one thing I love about Cyprus is it's really peaceful. It's very peaceful depending on where you are. But I live in Nicosia, so my experiences are going to be based on Nicosia. If I'm referring to a different city, I will mention it. So you can consider it peaceful, or you can consider it boring. However you live your life, it's up to you. There's a lot of cafes. Oh my God. One thing about Cypriots, their coffee and their cigarettes. They love their coffee and they love that cigarette. They love that nicotine. They love their nicotine, y'all. Oh my God. Addicts. That's all I'm gonna say. I love my coffee though. I do love coffee, but that freaking, ooh. No, we're focusing on the pros. What I do like is the cafes. I do like just walking 2 minutes and you see somewhere to sit down and read your book and go on your laptop and do your rah rah rah. Do your cute, you know, main character stuff. That's me. That's me right there. Second, I find that it's quite warm and hospitable. Like the people are pretty much just nice. Like I don't think they're like mean. Obviously you're gonna meet some mean people, that's everywhere. But I feel like in general, I wouldn't say like Cypriots are like mean. They are a bit racist, but that's because they're close-minded, and we'll talk about that later in the cons. More on the pros, I do find like overall people are pretty hospitable, and yeah, as a foreigner, I don't feel like I've really experienced anything that like crazy. Like I feel like they're okay people. Thirdly, is the ease of access. #vacation, 2 minutes away from you. If you're trying to go to the beach, just like 45 minutes away. It's an island, so like you're on vacation if you're not schooling like me, but it's easy to access vacation lifestyle. Pack your bags, go to the beach, come back the same day. You don't have to do this whole big planning or like traveling and using the plane and using XYZ. Like it's just very chill. I really love how I can just easily pack my bags and just take a trip. You're surrounded by water, surrounded by beautiful climate, it's beautiful nature. So yeah, that's the vacation lifestyle for me, and I absolutely love that. I love being an island gal, an island gal, baby. Fourthly, definitely the low crime rate. They have a relatively low crime rate. Oh my god. A relatively low crime rate compared to other countries, for sure. I don't feel unsafe going out for a walk at like 12 a.m. at night or like 3 a.m. at night, like walking down the road. Like, I'm already a very paranoid person, and for me to not feel unsafe just like walking tells you a lot. When I tell you I get scared of everything, like everything. When there's no light, I'm blasting my music, and I still do that, by the way. But like, you don't really hear of like crazy things happening all the time. You can go ahead and look at the statistics of things. I have looked at it, and Cyprus is a pretty safe place to live compared to other countries. However, I read somewhere that like there is a high crime rate in terms of like petty thefts and petty crimes like theft, burglary. How do you say that? Burglary. Wow, excuse me my French. In terms of like petty thefts and burglaries, I think they have like, you know, a high crime rate in that from what I read. Fifth point, it's a pretty small island, so everything is kind of like close by, so you can just take the bus here, take the bus there, and you know, things are within reach. Yeah, you want to go to the supermarket, you want to travel, you want to do XY, enjoyment isn't too far away. That's what I'm saying. And lastly is the affordable cost of living in Cyprus. On average, I feel like things are pretty cheap here. Whenever I speak to my friends from abroad, like friends in the US and UK, it's like, oh my god, what do you mean you're paying $3,000 for a bedroom per month? Per month. Hold on. That's a scam. And oh my god, it scares me. Well, I guess obviously because they get paid more, so it makes sense. So if you think about it, here you don't get paid as much, but everything is cheap. So it kind of balances out. If you're comparing just like the cost of living, it is pretty cheap. Like a bedroom, and for on average right now will probably be around like 500 euros per month for a simple like studio or a 1-bedroom apartment. That's like the average currently. Obviously things change every year, and like when I first came it was way cheaper. Like for example, if you're living around universities, things are more expensive. Groceries, housing, everything is just more expensive when you're living close to school. I don't know why they think students are just so like rich. So like the houses are more expensive when you're closer to school because they know, okay, you don't have to pay for transport, and they would normally only give it out to university students. So in my previous apartment, I paid about 300, it was a 2-bedroom apartment, and I paid about like 300 euros a month, and that's for a 2-bedroom. Right now, I was looking for a studio. The average price would be around like 500, as I mentioned earlier. It's obviously cheaper to live with someone, but honestly, that's a whole nother topic on its own. I prefer living on my own. Stuff like groceries, they're not that expensive. Restaurants, like going out to eat, is not that expensive, obviously depending on the restaurant. But I read like on average, it is about like 10 to 15 euros for a meal in a restaurant over here. So I think that's a good price for a meal at a restaurant. Now, let us move into the cons, into the disadvantages of living in Cyprus. The stuff I do not like about this country. Number one, they're not very multicultural. Yeah, it's not a very diverse place to live, except maybe when you're going to places like the more touristy areas, like the Napa and Paphos. Yeah, those places are like more diverse because they have lots of tourists coming in to visit. But like in like the Nicosia, the Larnaca, it's a lot of Cypriots, whites. Obviously there are a lot of blacks in my class. Not my class, I'm the only black person in my class actually. There's a lot of blacks in the school that I go to. So I think maybe the school is multicultural, but I think in general like a place is not very multicultural. But anyway, because it's not very multicultural, it's hard to find things. As an African woman, I need my African products. Do you know what I mean? So African products here cost an arm, a leg, a kidney. Ooh, trying to find like culture, like when, oh my God, I'm getting stressed out talking about it. Like I'm actually getting stressed out. It's actually making me upset. Finding African products here is just so expensive and it doesn't make sense. It makes sense, but it doesn't. There's like maybe 4 African stores downtown, And obviously I can understand from a business perspective they have to hype up the price because they don't have as many competitors and it's hard to like ship things in here. So yeah, I understand, but that is obviously the con of living here, is how expensive it is to get stuff from your country and stuff. Like I rarely eat like my African food because I only get them whenever my mom like sends someone to like bring like food for me, not food, like food products or just products in general that I can only find in Africa. Say in Africa, like I don't know, like in Nigeria, that's what I'm saying. You will find there are lots of Asian supermarkets or Asian stores. So I think, yeah, that's nice. But for the Africans, yeah, it's giving crickets. Yeah, and I think like another reason for that is because of how hard it is to establish a business over here. Like the government does not want you to succeed, especially as a foreigner, especially as a black person. From what I've heard from the business people that I've spoken to and the people who do have businesses here, like they said like it's really hard to like start a business over here as a black person. So because of how hard it is to start our businesses, most people will have their businesses at home. Like if you're having a hair business, you just do it in your house. I don't know if it's legal or not. Don't ask me no questions about that. I have no idea if it's legal or not. They're food businesses, they're hair businesses. Most people will have it in their house and just operate online, you know what I mean, instead of having a whole establishment. But obviously that's hard to locate, that's hard to like, you know, it's hard to find them kind of things. I just can't wait to go to a big city where I know like there's a lot of Nigerians and there's a lot of Africans, so I can be like buying my extensions for €3 instead of freaking €6 over here. And another thing relating to the lack of diversity is how much people stare at you. If you're not okay with people staring at you a lot, this might not be the place for you. But obviously I'm in my main character bag, so I don't really mind that. Can't lie to you, it's given main character. I like, you know, I don't mind being the center of attention whenever I'm walking down the street. You know, I'm always dressed to impress, always, you know, giving looks. Not always, by the way. Like I will go out in my pajamas half of the time. When I want to, I love it, and everyone will look at you like, oh my god, like you see all these I'm wearing going outside like this, everyone will be like, oh my god, an African queen, whoa. And I'm just like, yes baby, hi. It's giving royalty, that's all I'm saying. It's giving royalty and I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Some people might say, oh, they're looking at me like I'm in the circus and I'm a clown or something. I don't know, it depends on how you look at it. I'm okay with it. Unless when they start acting weird, then it's like, okay, back up, you know. So you will see a lot of closed-minded people, so like people who don't even know if they've seen black people before. Next point is the limited job opportunities for foreigners. Yeah, it's a very small job market over here, especially if you don't own an EU passport. They basically would only give out like menial jobs to foreigners, stuff like cleaning. That's what you're into, good for you, not for me personally. So yeah, it's really hard to like get into the actual like main jobs, you know, working in the labs. Obviously I got my degree in human biology, and in my 4 years I could not get one job. After getting my degree, it's still hard to get a job. So I cannot wait to leave here. That's the biggest thing for me that I absolutely hate. I absolutely hate is how hard it is to get jobs. It's how hard like employers do not want to employ Nigerians. They don't want to employ foreigners. House owners don't even want to rent out their houses to foreigners, especially black people, especially Nigerians. Oh my god, when we first came to Cyprus and we were like looking for places to live, the first question they would ask you on the phone, where are you from? Nigeria. Beep. It's insane. That's the racist part I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, they're proper racist. Like the only reason they'll let you stay in the house is if you're, as a Nigerian, will be like, okay, if you're studying here, so okay. That's the part you have to watch out for because of how close-minded they are, and because I don't even know. I don't even understand it. I don't really understand why they are like that, but they are like that. Back to the job aspect, another point is most jobs will require you to speak the language. Most jobs will require you to speak the Greek language before they employ you. And I didn't think that they would at first because I feel like everyone here speaks English. But for some reason, like employers just don't want to employ someone if they don't speak the Greek language. It's weird. Everyone here speaks English, but at the same time, they don't. If I mean, they do speak English, but they won't speak English. Like if you come to them speaking English, they will answer you in English. But in general, the first thing they're gonna speak is Greek, which is understandable because it is a Greek country, or I don't know, Greek is their first language, so I get it. Another point is when it comes to my school, I don't know how it is with every other school in Cyprus, but over here, if you're studying here, you're only permitted to work like 20 hours a week and then 38 hours during the holidays. That's how it is currently. I don't know if it's gonna change in the future, but right now and right from when I came, that was how the law had been since, which is not a lot, but okay. Because yeah, you get paid like minimum wage over here. Lastly is the lack of creativity and how unmotivating it is here. But I don't know if this is just like a personal like take on the country, but I have spoken to a lot of even Cypriots and a lot of people who are from here, who live here, and they have the same take on this. I feel like it's just very unmotivate. Is unmotivating a word? There's a lack of motivation over here. Like the air is just stale. The creativity, nowhere to be found. No one is really like, you know, doing things and pursuing this and like, you know, inspiring. You know, it's just so like so sometimes. It's like, bro, I don't know, even see you carrying a freaking vlogging camera outside, everyone will be looking at you like, what the hell is that? You know, I don't like that. It makes me feel like, like just, I want to see people doing things and like exciting things, but maybe you just have to be your own motivation. But it is hard to do when like, if no one is really interested, they won't really take you seriously, if that makes sense, because everyone is so blech, you know, in their thinking. They're just not willing to get up and get out there and do things, so they're not really interested. That's a pretty long list, and I feel like I was able to give a lot in this video. I think in general, if you have a good job and you're financially stable, this is a great place to live because it's so like peaceful. It's very like just chilled. And also if you want to party, you have like other places to party like in the other cities. So I think like Cyprus in general is a nice place to live, maybe for retirement or something. I feel like I will probably come here for my retirement, maybe if I don't find somewhere else I love better. I love the weather here. Like I love meeting new people whenever I travel to the different cities, not because yeah, to the different cities, like, you know, meeting new people, surrounded by just great water, great climate, great weather. Overall, I think it's a great place to live, but maybe not a great place to live if you're looking to work. I think it's a great place to study, but if you're looking to work, maybe not. That's about it. I hope I covered everything I wanted to. Hope I explained it properly. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section, or you can send it to my email / Instagram, or wherever you want to send it your messages to. I'm always here to help out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you live in Cyprus, let me know what are your pros and your cons. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything. I'm here to have a conversation. I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. See you next week. Bye.